Hey guys, I had a lot of requests today for more information on how to get the payroll tax credits that are available as part of the FMLA update. So I thought I would do an explainer video on how I would use them if I was trying to keep my team intact and also get the maximum use of the credit. So remember, these are credits that are available on a dollar for dollar basis based on continuing to pay people that have requested to be on leave due to a variety of factors associated with coronavirus, including mandatory school closures, being at risk or being diagnosed as being sick, having to take care of somebody, or otherwise forced to be at home and not having the ability to telework. The last point there, I think, is the really important one because the ability to telework is going to be based on a couple different factors, which are inclusive of the actual ability to do it, meaning the job, you're capable of actually doing the job remotely, which there are just a lot of jobs out there that you're not capable of doing remotely. Like a receptionist, as an example, would be a really easy one that comes to the top of my head that would be applicable to BGW. The other example, though, is that, sure, it's theoretically possible for me to telework, but I'm not actually able to do that, which is really the case for a lot of us at BGW that have kids, because we still have to make sure that they can actually go to school and at the same time still have to run the household. So, reality is that I think there's a lot of us out there that even though, we're still trying to do our darndest to work full time, the reality is we just can't yet. We're trying to keep our team intact. So there's going to be more guidance that comes out hopefully next week from the IRS and the Department of Labor that may negate part of this video, but this is what I would suggest for you to do now. And if guidance comes out that's contradictory to this, more complimentary to this, then we'll make sure that we get an update out there for you. So enjoy and hope this helps.
Okay, so here's how the payroll tax credit really works. Let's say that my team has 5 people on it, and I pay them 5K each, and I also have 500 in health insurance each month. So total payroll is $25,000 per month. Okay, so generally speaking, in round numbers, let's say that withholding, payroll taxes, FICA, all that kind of stuff is roughly 30%. So that'd be $7,500. Okay, this is the credit available for you to use. And I am sorry about my spelling, it's terrible. All right, so what I'm trying to get to is how do I maximize this credit of $7,500 when I've got this team here of 5 people that realistically are only working at 4/5 capacity. So in theory, I don't really need one of them. So why they're working at 4/5 capacity, for whatever reason, having to take care of kids, something that has to do with the FMLA legislation that just passed. So what I can do is I can go ahead and say, all right, why don't you request leave? So this person requests temporary leave. All of a sudden, this is what I have available to me to apply against this $7,500 per payroll tax credit up to $10,000. So there are some mechanics in terms of how to make this happen. But what I want to do is I want to maximize this $10,000 to be able to pay this person. And once I've consumed it, all of a sudden, you're not on leave. Sorry about your body there. I didn't mean to amputate you. Now you're on leave. So same thing applies, and I use your $10,000. So what I want to do is I just want to figure out, what's the best way to utilize the tools that I have available to otherwise keep my team intact, knowing that my variables are, $7,500 what I pay people who could potentially be eligible to take temporary leave if they just requested it. But I want to keep them around because I know that eventually this is going to be through. So what are y'all's next steps? One, check with payroll provider because you want to find out how they're actually going to administer the tax credits, because ideally you want them to flow to you right when you actually have to make the payroll. And then two, look at withholdings and eligible employees for leave and just start coming up with your strategy that you're going to deploy. So that's the basic mechanics. Again, the implementation date for this is 4/2. So you got a little bit of time to prepare before you have to have your next payroll run, and hopefully the payroll companies will have sorted this out. Hope this helps.